What's going on, champions? Welcome back to Sats and Success. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend. We're back in the saddle. It's Monday. You know what that means. It's Motivational Monday. Time to get our day and week primed for success. And I'm going to do that by sharing a story about success with you. So there's this little boy in this town. He wants to know the secret to success. And he figures the way to do that is to talk to the most successful person in the town. There's this old man that lives in this big, beautiful home, sits on the hill. And so he goes to his house, knocks on the door. Old man opens the door, looks at the little boy, slams the door right in his face. Little boy knocks again. Old man opens the door. He says, "What do you want?" And he says, "Mister, I know that you know the secret to success, and that's what I want to know. I'm hungry. I want to know the secret to success." Old man shuts the door in his face again. Little boy's persistent. So he bangs on the door again. And then the old man opens the door, looks at the little boy. The little boy says, "I'm very serious, mister. I know you know the secret to success. Can you please teach it to me?" So the old man ponders for a second. He says, "Okay, come on, follow me." So the young man, as he's giddy, he's excited. They're walking through town, and they get about halfway through town, and the little boy, that giddiness, that excitement, it starts to wane because he's wondering, like, where the heck are we going? The old man hasn't said one single word to him. Now they get on the outskirts of town, and they're looking at this wooded area when the boy decides to suddenly stop and say, "Hey, mister, I thought you're going to teach me the secret to success." The old man says, "I absolutely am. It's just beyond those woods." So they go through the woods. There's a lake, and they're walking into the lake. The little boy says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, stop. I thought you were going to teach me the secret to success. I'm not taking another step until you tell me what the secret to success is." He's like, "It's just a little bit further into the water." So they go into the water. The old man grabs the kid, drowns him. He's literally drowning the kid in this lake. And the kid is kicking and he's flailing and he's screaming and yelling. And the old man pulls him up. Of course, the kid is pissed, right? Who wouldn't be? He said, "What in the heck did you do that for?" He said, "That, young man, is the secret to success." He says, "Young man, as bad as you want to breathe, that is the secret to success. When you want success just as much as you want to breathe, just as you want to live, that's where you're going to find it. In that job, in that promotion, that new business venture, expanding your business, getting out of debt, getting into shape, becoming more disciplined, building wealth. You have to want success in whatever that thing you want success in just as much as you want to breathe. I have my own story. Back when I was 17, we got invited to visit Notre Dame. It wasn't an official football visit, but I was going up there. But I had to get to a rendezvous spot, and my mother had no time to get me there. I had a Escort. It was my first car I ever bought, black Escort. Paid $800 for it, but it was a manual, and I didn't know how to drive it. Like, I had been practicing a little bit, kind of, sort of, in the driveway, but in no way, shape, form, or fashion had I been out on the road with the manual car. There was no way on God's green earth I was going to miss that opportunity to go and visit the University of Notre Dame. And so I got my tail in that car and I got to that rendezvous spot. I grinded some gears, but there was just as much as I wanted to live, just as much as I wanted to breathe. I was going to be successful at getting to that rendezvous spot. Champions, listen, whatever that thing is, remember this and do not forget it. You want to have success, and whatever that thing is, you have to want it just as bad as you want to breathe. That's all I got for you on today. If you got any value out of the content on today, please do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your bell notifications so you can be notified whenever content like this drops. As always, knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. You've been given some knowledge on today. The question I have for you is, what are you going to do with today's knowledge to help you enrich your life? I love you, but God loves you more. Be blessed, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.